I was looking back and I saw that it's almost been a full year since we last spoke
Wow.
on here. Yeah, February 17th, 2023. You know, what is time? You know, what is time? You know, but that's when it says that was the last time that we had our conversation. Yeah,
Wow.
the
So
seventh.
it's in the Aquarian season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So wait, are we in a new season now? I heard on your one of your latest talks you were talking about the Kali Yuga. Is that still is that a
I,
different season?
yes, I was talking about the Aquarian. Now we are in Aquarian season, meaning that the sun is in Aquarius, but we are also in the Aquarian age.
Okay.
So the age is normally more than 200 years.
Okay.
So we were in Earth age, and now we are going to air age. So that's why the air in the air age, what it matters is what we say, what we think.
Mhm.
I was seeing the other day here on Instagram, I think, how they are going to put devices inside the brain of people, so you are able to just with your thought to open your phone, to do things, your TV, your devices. So it's just the first person they put something in the brain to do this.
What? Okay, wait, are you talking about I've heard about see, I don't watch the news, you know, so I'm not really plugged in when it comes to I just get my news from other people. You know, other people give me the news that I need to know. So are you talking about like the Neuralink? I've heard something called the
Yes,
Neuralink. Is that what you're
yes,
talking about?
yes.
What is
So
this?
I don't know how it's called, but I just saw Musk talking about it and how the operation weren't successful. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want anyone to put any device on my brain.
You said the operation wasn't
I
successful?
was, it was.
It was.
Mm.
Okay. So there somebody had an operation like a surgery. You're saying a procedure to place a device inside the mind?
Yes.
What what it like when you say like turn on the phone or turn like a remote controller, what do you mean
Like with a thought.
with your thought?
Yeah, imagine I have the thought to check my Instagram, right? So it will just happen without using the hands, I guess.
What how would that be useful for you?
You're so shocked. Yeah.
How would that be
I mean,
like what how would that be useful for you? You know, do you
uh, I think he was thinking mainly in people who have some, maybe don't have arms or
mm,
hands, or maybe they don't have
okay.
legs. So that was the main target.
Okay, so people who don't have the use of their limbs to be
Yeah.
able to do something that someone could do with the use of their limbs. So when you see the like the implications, you were kind of like you it gave you a little goosebumps. Like you kind of had chills about it. You kind of had a like a little feeling when you reacted to it. What do you feel about it?
Yeah, because like all this metaverse and all of that, like we all live in an illusion, right? We all live in a fantasy world. Each of us, we have a different idea of what living here is, right? We are all delusional somehow. It's very rare that we are truly living in pure essence and really seeing a mountain as a mountain, seeing a dog as a dog. We all have our ideas of what something is, what is not, our experiences. So if we add this kind of meta reality and devices inside us, the delusion can go so far out from the truth. And
Mm.
that's a bit spooky.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for your honesty. You know, thank you for just being open and transparent about your thoughts because I remember when you were talking about the Kali Yuga, like you said that it was on materialism and ego, like ego driven and materialism. So, like, how did those two factors play when you look at like technology and stuff like that? How does it play into that?
Yeah, so Kali Yuga we have been a long time. So the yugas are eons, so it's like thousands of years. So we have been long in this Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, they say in the Vedas, the humans are smaller because if you read in the scriptures, the humans before the gods and goddesses, they used to be tall. Now they say in Kali Yuga, a man doesn't know it's a man, a woman doesn't know it's a woman. Like gender can be confused,
Mm.
and many things they say. No, men can think they are gods and goddesses, but it's just the ego, and many things. Anyways, so yeah, technology, if it's not from the heart as anything, right? It can be dangerous. Yeah.
And so when we're playing with technology or interacting with it the way that we do, how do you kind of traverse technology without being touched by technology?
Yeah. I'm having a bit of a rough time, to be honest, Jerome. Like my hands, when I'm on the phone here, they hurt. I think because I'm a healer.
Mm.
So these are my main things. But I have an orgonite stick on my phone, and then I have this anti-radiation, but it's still not enough. I have pain in my hands,
Mm.
so I'm still like. There's part of me that is in rejection because I have pain, and other part that I enjoy talking with you, that you are on the other part of the planet, and all the people I get to know and meet and become my clients also.
So there is a trade-off.
Mm.
It's like there's a balance.
Yes,
Like
I mean,
you're saying you're having pain, and
mm,
as a healer, you almost it sounds like you might even have to perform healing on yourself for to interact with the technology.
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, this year, well, in November, I did 1 month in silence with my guru and no phone. And wow, once you go through the barrier of the 21
Mhm.
days, your body gets used to the new reality, so you stop missing your previous reality. And after 1 month, it was not in my mind, in my phone, so I didn't have this thing about checking the phone or looking the time on the phone, like that was
Wow.
gone. And then
Wow.
it took me like 2 more weeks to start looking at the phone and realizing, oh, yeah, yeah, this is something I need to use, because I work with people all around the
Wow.
world. But I
Wow.
was happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So you were in a blissful state. So the phone was the farthest away from you. You weren't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said this was 1 month with Amma? Oh,
Yes, yes. I was 2 months, but 1 month silence.
okay. And what was that like to be with her for, because I know you'd already been with her before, but what was it like this time around?
Wow, time is different, right? Because now it's 7 years with her, so the connection is deeper and deeper and deeper. And also, I'm older, so now I'm more mature, so my way of perceiving things is different. Definitely, it was an ego death because I was coming from doing a tour in Europe, and I have like proper like fans, like they kiss my hands, they selfie, selfie. This is a new reality also for me, like signing like a lot of people and camera and drivers and like I was like, oh my god, what I'm manifesting now. And then to go straight to my guru, to sleep on the floor, being at her feet, it was like wow. Yeah, this feels real also, like because even if you're a spiritual person, this capitalist society can take you, can take you with the ego, the money, the fame, the everything. And it's like how to balance this. Okay, I came here, my mission is to get enlightenment. It's not like to have huge bank account. I feel I did that in previous
Mm.
lifetimes. So it's like, okay, I remember I want enlightenment, I want freedom, I want just peace. And yeah, my guru, she truly like chop my chop my head.
Oh man, I didn't know Amma was like that. I just hear the hugging saint. All I know is the hugging saint, the hugging saint. That's it. I didn't know she cracked the whip on you.
Oh my God, she's Kali. In the ashram we only have one temple, is a Kali temple. She is Kali, and the thing is like in silence, just looking at her, meditating, looking at her, listening to her, like it goes, it's like an overdose. So then it's like she replies to your thoughts. It's so intense, and she's like, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Like, give me the real thing, give me the real thing, give me the real thing.
Whoa.
Wow.
Like she's telepathic, like she already senses, she already knows.
Yeah, she's omniscient.
Okay. Okay. Because when you're talking about, and it sounds very humbling to go from, the fame, the celebrity, like taking selfies with people, and then to go, at the feet of Amma and to be with Amma and just to be in that environment again, on the floor, on the mat, just doing what you were doing. So it sounds like, it sounds like you said, the ego death, and not everybody kind of goes through that, and not everybody grows through that. So it's interesting that you're able to change, just kind of shapeshift. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
in the end, it's all illusion, right? It's
Hmm.
the same. It's what is real. What is real is the connection with the
Okay.
divine. Then,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's really intense to sit with yourself for so
Mm-hmm.
long, because you can see the thoughts, the egos, also the stories to how to escape from here. And then memories, memories, memories. At one point, finally, there are not memories. Finally, there are not many thoughts, and then that's where bliss
Mm-hmm.
starts, and this feeling the goddess inside.
Wow. So the bliss starts after the no thought. Like once the thoughts are gone, the bliss appears. It
Yes.
opens like a lotus. It just opened. The petals of bliss open up, and you blossom and bloom. Because when you're talking about the level of maturity, you said, I've gotten older, I've gotten wiser, I learned more things. What would you say the Sukhavati today? How are you so different from back then that you can say, I've really grown in this area? What's one area that you can say, wow, I've really grown?
Wow. Just the feeling like I was now just walking in the garden. I'm like, wow, I remember how much negativity I used to have in me. Like, even I'm a healer, and a spiritual person, but it was heavy. It was negative. And now I feel mainly positive. Yeah, so it's like the feeling and the spaciousness, because when there's no negativity, there's a spaciousness, there's emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
The negativity normally comes with thoughts, right? With energy, but if there's no the negativity, there's a spaciousness, there's freedom, yeah, so it's lighter. I feel lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, that is enlightenment, right? To enlighten, you feel lighter, right? Love that. When someone's listening to you and they're saying to themselves like, "Wait, what does she mean? No negative energy?" Like I thought that negative energy was necessary, and you can't have positive without negative, and so kind of wondering how you found that balance to just always be in the positive.
Yeah. I swear, like this month silence retreat was the thing that shifted my life completely. Like, because then you sit with your negative energy, you sit with your negative thoughts, and you see how bullshit it is, And also, I could see even entities coming out of my body.
Mm,
Even though I'm specialized in this, when I do healing, I alchemize all this negativity in light, but I could see these things coming out of my body because they cannot survive in a peaceful silence space. They need bullshit. And when you don't have it, they run away. And I could see, wow, actually silence and meditation is the best killer for negative energy.
wow. Wow, that almost sounds like an exorcism, like you were exorcising spirits, negative energy away from you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost like they say like parasitic energy. The parasite cannot survive in a healthy body, or it can't survive in an environment that doesn't allow for it to survive. So it was like you were shedding layers.
And it's because the ego is dying, because the ego is the one that feeds this negativity.
Okay.
Yeah. And when the ego starts dying, because there's nothing to feed your ego on, you are every day sitting on the floor. It's not luxurious at all. You're there, it's hot, it's horrible. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. How are you going to feed your ego? There's nothing to feed it on. So you start dying. And I could see many parts of my identity that were not truly aligned. I could see how they need to die,
Mm.
and they die.
Have you ever met someone and like during your conversation, or maybe you're talking to people that you have a feeling that they could really use this ego death, like they could really use a sit down for 21 days? Because it seems like very challenging for the everyday person to be able to sit themselves.
Mm. Yeah. Well, there's this Vipassanas that it's just a weekend, 10 days, that's a good starting point, but I feel it's good because even when I see nowadays, there are so many things that are helping the collective, like suddenly super trendy, these Kundalini awakenings, plant medicine, and all of this is awake. It's opening the field. It is doing something, really powerful, but it's also a lot of illusion, right? Because we go into an ayahuasca trip and we have visions and we have stories and more stories inside the stories, our own drama stories. The same with the Kundalini energy, like the same people go into these visions. But silence and meditation is where the visions, where the stories end, you
Mm.
know? It's the void.
Wow.
And we need this void because if we are more,
Yeah.
it's too much.
So we need the emptiness. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need the void. We need like to shed the, because what would you say with the narrative, with the stories, with like all of those things, the fantasies, what was one of the hardest ones for you to let go?
Mhm. To be honest, it was in Scorpio season, this this retreat in November, and for me it was sexuality. I was like having a lot of sexual visions. It was a lot, and also to be next to my guru because she's such a bulb of light. She's pure light. So even if you have a little stain, it's gonna feel huge, because you are next to such a light. So for me, it was all this sexual energy, and it shifted after 1 month in silence. Then when I came out, my sexuality was reset. It was fully reset. It was like, wow, I want only to connect with someone from the heart. Like now, my lusty side was death. No more lust anymore. I just yeah, it's so pure. Yeah.
Yeah. Can,
Um,
can you describe or like explain what it means to have your sexuality reset? When people every day, Bhakti, like people are dealing with sexual energy all the time. That's one of the biggest things right now that people are just constantly battling with. So what does it even mean? How did it even feel to have that reset? Like, did it go to zero? What do you mean reset?
Yeah. So in for me, the way it happens for each person is different. But for me, it was like observing the desire. It's like I'm in an ashram, I'm in a retreat. I'm here dressed in white, 1 month sitting. I have hunger. I want sex, but I cannot give you that food, Sukhavati. Like there's no way. So it's like doing a fast, right? After doing a fast, you don't want to eat the same. It's the same here, and it's like observing where is this lust and this hunger coming from in the body. And as I said before, things were leaving my body, and like I could feel the purification, and everything dies in the silence, everything. And actually these desires also come from the personality. If I have a more fiery personality, my identity is feisty and fiery. If I sit 31 days, I become water. I became water. I was like, wow. So I was not fire. I'm everything and nothing at the same time. I can also be water.
Mm,
Yeah.
everything and nothing. So you were able to be malleable. You were able to transform. That's transformation. Like I am water. I don't have to be fiery. I can be this element, working with another element, working with another emotion. Wow. That's the energy in motion. People talk about moving that energy. Because when you speak of like, okay, the hunger of lust and the lustful hunger, when you came out, did you have a different appetite, or what was your appetite when you left?
I would say I was a nun. When I left the ashram for 2 months, I was staying a nun. Um, it took me, I think, 4 months to start meeting someone again.
Mm.
So a long time. And of course, my sexuality now, it's like super different. Of course, I still feel the desire, but it has to be from a hard place. Like,
Because
yeah,
with Amma, I can only imagine like how many hugs that she's given, and how many people, like you said, they wait in line,
yeah,
to hold her, just to feel her, to be around that presence, to be around that light. So with Amma, what is that thought or that philosophy of sexuality? Is purely celibacy, or how does that connect with only the heart, when it comes to another person, and never cross the intimacy realm of sexuality?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we have asked her many questions, right? Because we are her children and we have sexual desire. And we have asked her, for example, about tantra, sexual tantra, and she says, my children, to choose sexual tantra as a path of enlightenment is one of the hardest paths because it's like trying to get enlightened while eating something delicious like chocolate. You will still keep want the chocolate. You will forget about the enlightenment. You will forget about the light because the chocolate is so good. So the same with sexual tantra. It's like so delicious. How to use it as a path of enlightenment?
Yeah.
You can do it. It's amazing, right? But as a path for enlightenment is difficult. However, so she recommends Bhakti Yoga because Bhakti Yoga is the path of the
Mm.
heart, and you are immediately singing to God without expecting something in return. You are just giving. You are just singing to God. You are, yeah, and in such a way, it's easier. But when you are doing sexual tantra, there's a circulation of energy. There's another human. Normally, yeah, it gets a bit more complex. Yeah.
So is it almost like sexual tantra? Is it like playing with fire?
Yeah, I would say that. There's just the water, fire,
Yeah,
everything is in there.
playing with fire. Like you might get burned if you don't know what you're doing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, it could be with intention. You could have this intention for enlightenment, but you're saying it could easily go the other way.
Yes,
O-
yes.
Okay. So being able to stay grounded, because I know with, what you were telling us about bhakti is devotion, the path of devotion, and to be devoted, to be in that field is different. But when you also say enlightenment, somebody might think of knowledge. Like I think there was one yoga is jnana yoga,
Yeah,
or is the
yeah.
which is the one, the knowledge one?
Yana yoga. Yeah,
Jnana yoga. So
yeah.
how does the knowledge path differ from the devotion path, the
Yes,
love path, heart path, when
yeah.
it comes to enlightenment?
My guru says we need all of them. It's not like you can just do one thing because devotion without knowledge is ignorance. The people who say, yes, yes, God exists, God is, but can you prove it? Like, do you have any experience? Do you have any knowledge? Have you read some scriptures? So we need all of them. Then it's true, like, it depending on your nature. If your nature is more mental, men normally are more mental and women normally are more emotional. So for an emotional being, better to choose Bhakti. For a mental being, better to choose Jnana because it's more connected to your nature. It's gonna be easier for you.
Hmm. This is so interesting. This is because are you saying like you need faith, but you also need facts? Is that what you're saying? You need both?
Yes, yes.
Like you
It's like, okay, I know that through Bhakti Yoga, people can get enlightened because I have examples like Jesus, I have example like Virgin Mary, I have examples like my guru. So, okay, I have the knowledge. This has happened. There's a reference, and they have written how to reach to that state. So if I read how to reach to that state, then I can say, okay, I can get enlightened through
Mm.
Bhakti. But without any kind of reference or knowledge. It's
Wow.
doesn't make
Wow.
sense.
This is incredible because I grew up in like the Christian church. I was in the church years ago, and they had things in scripture talking about how faith is the substance of things not seen, or the evidence of things hoped for. And it was kind of like acting on faith, moving on faith, going by faith. And it was less factual, it was less scientific, and it was
Mm.
more kind of a devotion. But you're saying if you don't have both, can it be dangerous if you don't have both?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how sects are formed, right? The
Mm.
sects people just believe someone who has some CD, some powerful energy. Yeah.
O- Okay. So when you're seeing Amma perform these things, or doing things that, are way out for some people to see, or to even witness, was there something within you that still needed to know how it was done, or needed to analyze or figure out, like, know the science behind it? Or did you
Mm.
go more by your trusting, your intuition?
Oh, you know, the path with Guru, it's like I have many friends that they are also Amas devotees, and sometimes they have doubts. Sometimes, because maybe the Guru tells them to do something that they don't want to do, which is the best for them, but they cannot see it at the moment, And then after years, then they realize, oh my God, she was right. So normally it's the ego fighting. It's the ego fighting. For me, my doubts were at the beginning. Before I asked her to be my guru, I was like, is this lady real? It's like, and she started replying to my mind. I didn't even know I was a psychic, and she was listening everything. I was like, she would look at me and laugh when I had a weird thought, and like, or if I had a really bad thought, she would look at me and say, like, how you dare to think like that, and I will be like, whoa. So many little things that are like, okay, she's the goddess. And even this time, like, she always surprised me, because the day before the retreat finished, I was losing the plot because I got parasites also from the water there. I
Mm.
was feeling weak, and I remember one day she looked at my belly and she looked like this, like, oh, with disgust, and I felt into it, and I saw like some like spheres, and it was like parasite, and it was a kind of parasite. It's called protozoa, and they are like circles. I was like, oh my God, maybe she's looking at my parasites. Anyway, I was feeling really weak, and the day before it finished, I was losing the plot completely. And I said, Amma, if I could just swim in the ocean, I feel like I will feel the expansion, the breathe. If I could just be by the beach, because the ashram is in the beach, but we are not allowed to swim, because in India, they have so many hassles with sexuality. If they see a white woman swimming, like, they go nuts. And so I was just crying and asking her for being in the ocean, and the ocean, the ocean, the ocean. And the next day, it was the end of the retreat, and she calls us all to go to the beach.
Mm.
And we all go to the beach. We are like 1,000 people around her, and she's like meditating in the beach. Wow, and I could feel how she turned into the nature. She was the nature. Her field was so big, I could even see like sacred geometry around her. It was like, I never seen in my life something so beautiful. I was like, and then put her arms up, and she starts singing to the goddess, to the mother of the universe. So I see the mother of the universe singing to the mother of the universe and becoming the universe in these fractals, in these geometries. I'm like, wow,
Oh my, what an experience, witness that. And I mean, and you're witnessing something that for other people, like, people would say they would need psychedelics, or some assistance with plant medicine to see, what you're able to see, the physical, you know, like sacred geometry coming out, the aura just increasing, the energy just increasing, and you're seeing this in this physical reality.
yes, and it's also difficult for me, because when I see her singing and suddenly the reality starts dissolving, right? And I start seeing a multi-reality. I'm like, fuck, like, who is gonna hold me? I'm going to disappear with her also. And actually we can all, everyone can see, but it's like you need to be fearless. You need to be fearless because when you realize it's all illusion,
Mm.
what are you going to do?
Right.
People who there was someone said like if we do the real spiritual practice, we will start stop selling smoke.
Wow. Someone said that. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So, Sukhavati, how did you shed the parasite? Like, how did you let go of?
Yes, this was difficult. Here in Bali, I went to a natural clinic and I had some herbs. I hope, I think I will need to check back, but I think they are gone. Yeah.
Okay. So, when you had that instinct or intuition to go into the ocean, did it help at that moment?
I think it was because the mind was contracting, right? Too many stress. The mind was stressed, so I was fainting. Of course, it was because the parasites were taking the nutrients.
Mm,
But just to see the ocean, the expansiveness, and that calms down.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Everything is in the mind. And in that moment, my guru took the phone, the mic, and said, "My children, I would like to talk about mental stress.
Mm,
Sometimes mental stress can cause low blood pressure that you faint. The day before I fainted, and I was like, wow, it's like she's talking to me.
mhm.
So it's all starts in the mind.
Okay. So, how powerful do many people not realize the power of the mind? It sounds like we just really take it for granted. When you're telling us, you have a thought, and it might be like a naughty thought or just an inkling or something that you're thinking, and then you see Amma turn around and look at you and, waggle her finger at you like that's not, and so you have that confirmation that she can feel your vibration, or maybe she even has that kind of communication where
Mm.
she's hearing your thoughts, you know?
For me, she's also the thoughts. She's everything. And when I was in the silence retreat, I see she's light in every direction. She's not a woman. And I feel her everywhere. She's everywhere. When I say ama, people say, for me, everything is ama. I say less drama, more ama.
Ah, less or Abba. I like that. I like that. So
Yes,
less.
it's just consciousness.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pure consciousness, pure consciousness. And have you ever had someone that might have been in contact with you, maybe one of your clients, or maybe someone who really just felt spiritually connected to you, that maybe asked you to be their guru?
Yes, many people, but this is very weird to me
Why?
because my my Spanish account, I have 85,000 followers now, and so many people see my reels. Maybe they live in a little village in Argentina, in Chile, I don't know. And they're like, wow, you are talking things that are making me awake and make me see reality and my dramas in a different way, and you're helping me. And that's for me, it's my guru's grace flowing through me. And if they can have that awakening through whatever I say, it's awesome. But they say, you always are talking to you about your guru, but you are our guru. Because it's okay, I accept the compliment, but for me, when I see my guru, it's such she builds universities, hospitals, she's pure light, she's in pure service 24/7. Like I cannot believe she's 70 years old and still every day she comes, she's doing 5 hours with everyone, whoever comes in, it's everyone can join, there's not like every day, 5 hours of program, meditation, spiritual teaching, la la la, and then hugging every day, non-stop. Like she's the goddess. So I have a very high standard of what a guru is. For me, guru is a goddess. So when they say you're a guru, I'm like, wow. I feel also sad that you think I'm the guru
Oh,
because the real thing is here.
okay. So you almost wish that they knew what a real guru. So you're
Yeah.
looking. You're like, no, I know the real guru. So you're feeling sad that they don't know that. So like that. Wow, wow, wow. Because when you talk about her, it sounds like she doesn't sleep. Have you seen her sleep?
She doesn't sleep. She doesn't sleep. She doesn't sleep or eat. Yeah.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Like I've only known, you know, I've known a few people in the flesh, in the physical, that don't eat and you hardly see them rest. I mean, I remember the first introduction into chronic living that I knew that I didn't have to eat solid food was a monk. He was Burmese from Myanmar, and you know his name is Sayadaw, and he still walks around and travels and teaches meditation. And but no one ever saw him in the prone position. No one ever saw him lie down. He was just, walking around kind of like Gandhi, very skinny, very, but he could outwalk anybody, he could outtalk anybody. He could keep going for hours and hours and hours. And you're wondering, like, where is the energy coming from? You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that about Amma is beautiful, It sounds like she really raised the bar for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot. But also so intense. I have friends, they live with her all the time, but for me, it's too intense. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
You
it's
haven't that long.
yeah, because it's being next to pure light is like fuck, you feel so dirty. Even though she's so embracing and she for her, we are her children, it's all good. She's embracing all our shadows. Because she's Kali, she can see our shadows, she can embrace it. But it's a lot. And yeah, the rhythm of life in the ashram, you wake up so early, you are doing. It's a lot. I feel I need some resting, relaxation, massage, swimming.
The Bali treatment, right? Bali, it's it's interesting, and I can't blame you. I can't blame you for wanting that rest and relaxation. Like give me that, because it's like to be around that presence and just around her, and to be up and just to be going and going and going. When people come to you and they ask you to be their guru, what feeling does that give you? When you feel like, like when you said you feel dirty around her, all your insecurities come up, and then you have another person that's looking to you like Amma, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are so many states of consciousness, right? And it's good. I can look up and down, and we all can look up and down because we are still not enlightened. In the moment we are enlightened, we are all the same, because Amma says, for me, my children, you are all the same. You are just pure reflections of consciousness.
Hmm.
So that's when enlightenment happens. Everyone is the
Everyone.
same. Mm.
Okay. Everyone on level plane. Even like when you said your other channel, the Espanol, the one
Yes.
has said 85,000, to have all those eyes watching you all the time and, sending you all that energy, what kind of, what shifted when all those eyes came at you? Over time, has it been like a muscle that you've grown to be able to handle all that attention? How does it feel to have all that coming at you?
Yes. I go to therapy. At the beginning, I was like just not taking. It's difficult for me to accept the love like that. And my therapist teaching me to, okay, maybe in a day you cannot reply to, 100 messages, but you are going to choose 10 and you're going to truly be in presence and feel this. Someone is telling you their journey and how much they love you and how their life shifted because of what you are saying or what the energy you are sharing. Just sit with it, feel it, reply to it. Maybe in one day you can only do three, but just do in pure presence. And I think that helped me a lot, because I don't know, there's a moment in which you cannot feel it all. Is tiring, right? It's like, okay, 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 thank you, bye, Om Namah Shivaya, no? But here the work is to feel it and to really engage. Yeah.
So sometimes it can be draining.
Not draining, but you put a wall, it's
You,
like, okay, I'm just a normal person.
you
Yeah.
set boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's not human. The human thing is to really be there and to feel. Yeah.
Does it ever feel like a feeling of guilt, like you can't help everyone, or you can't help everyone, or
Yeah.
you know, accommodate everyone?
Yes, that happens. Like I have, like when I do group healings or workshops, of course there are many people that cannot pay the money or something, but there are so many, I cannot do like, okay, 50 for free. But I say, look, every day I do a reel, you take that energy for free, it's like, take that, like, don't ask for more. Some people are cheeky, right? Like, okay, I don't have anything, but I want you. No, no, it cannot be possible. I give you this for free, just enjoy it.
Wow, wow. You're like they're asking for the full course meal, and you're like, I already gave you a whole buffet. You have a whole buffet here. You can taste. It's you're like, why do food for free? What when it comes to abundance, when it comes to money, when it comes to that energy, that form of energy currency kind of flowing your way, the streams of income. What has Amma taught you about money or about these forms that many of us don't really understand?
Yeah, wow. For me, it has been such a journey because in at least in Latin countries, shamans and healers should just accept donation. So for me, coming from that roots to suddenly put a price and put boundaries about this has been a trip. And a doctor also charges money. So of course, Amma says everyone, even the teacher, works thanks to the grace of God. If I want to work, but I don't have the grace of God, I want even to be able to go to the car and drive the car to the school. I need God's grace. So we all do things thanks to God's grace, and we all charge, but we all charge because of our time. It's our time beyond of what we do. We must do every time the best that we can, right? And to connect with this energy. So it has been a whole journey of abundance for me. And Amma always say, my children, you don't be hippies, just living with me here, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, go to the world, spiritualize money, and always give 10% to donation to charity. You choose the charity, you give the 10%. So that's a way that the money keeps flowing. I'm learning now how to do things also, like where to set up a company, where to pay the taxes, where like, and this is now I'm in this trip actually these days, like looking for advisors, looking like how this, because I'm a healer, no one told me how to do finance, but it's needed. It's part of maturing.
Okay. Okay, so that's a whole nother learning. It's like a learning curve, learning how to, balance finances, learning how to work with finances. But it sounds like she gave you her blessing. She said, okay, don't be a hippie with me. You can charge, but she says, as long as you give back. Is that right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
Yeah, because money can corrupt us. Yeah. Um,
wow. Have you seen that happen in your experience? Like that level of corruption or that level of corrosion?
what I feel now, for me, it's like I can share, so before I was not giving tips to anyone, and now I give tips to everyone. And I see people who, imagine I drive in a park lot, and the guy, for sure, he's not expecting any money. At least in Indonesia, they don't expect any money, and I'm like, can I give you something? And they're like, I feel so happy, so it's like this, being like this, and it's okay, little money, but I'm sharing with many people.
Hmm. And when the more people that you share with, how do you usually see that energy coming back, to you when you're not worried about it? Like, you're not sharing with the intent to receive, but you're just giving. You're
Yeah.
just giving. What is some of the miraculous ways that you've seen that energy come back your way?
Because it comes back instantly, so rewarding. Like I was like, man, if people knew how rewarding it is. Like I give, and they're like, their energy is like poop, and I'm like, wow, thank you. Like light up, light up, light up, light up. I'm like, people love money. We all love money. And people love this also unexpected. It's something unexpected. It's like, wow. It's like, thank you. Or like someone who comes to the takeaway with the food, and I give them. oh my God, and like they put a review on on the app, and it's like then more people want to come to your house to give you food. It's like so hilarious, but it's just really sweet. Also for me, people that I hire and then I see they're charging less of what they worth, and even now I hire again this photographer, and she's like, you know, Sukavati, you were the first one that paid me more, so now I started raising the prices. She raised quite a bit. But she said, you were the initiator. I'm like, okay, if I was the initiator, I have to keep it up, I will pay that price.
Uh,
But yeah, it's like it's something about worthiness, no, and being able to share.
when it came to that self-worthiness, because I know that a lot of people still go through that today, what what kind of elevated your self-worthiness to say, you know what, I'm worth more, or to like raise your prices, or did it take a huge step or a huge leap for you to even raise that, when it came to your service?
Yeah. At the beginning, it's scary, right? Because you are like, wow, people are going to complain. But actually, I would say 90% of the people were like, thank you. You know, of course, you had to charge more. And then you realize, wow, it was me, the one who was not valuing enough. And also, you start seeing people started paying me more just out of the blue. So then I'm like, maybe it's because I should charge more. Yeah.
So,
And now at the moment, it's like I just have too many, if I charge less, I will be working all the time
right,
because overbooked.
right.
So now I have a price that it allows me to just work what I can really give.
Hmm. So was the lesson like it was less about what you thought people would value, like you perceived they would value, versus what you valued about yourself?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
more like, okay, you know, they were willing already, but you didn't know that they were, until you raised it, and you saw, oh wow,
yeah,
it was
mm,
okay.
yeah. And
Okay. Interesting.
I think also for me to be in an international place also helped because in Spain and Latin American countries, it's weird that a healer or a coach charges quite a bit of money. For us, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, no. But it's true, Americans and international people are more like coaches charging, thousands of dollars. And it's more common. So to see that, then you can place yourself somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Someone once told me, when it came to like the stream, like putting your water in a river, or a water, putting your hand in moving water and trying to hold on to it, trying to pull it out. When you pull out your fist, like you have nothing, you don't have anything, because you tried to like hold on to it so tightly. But then if you just allow your hand to just flow in the river, you can experience the whole flow of the current, the currency moving through you. Is that how abundance feels to you, or does it feel different?
Wow. Yeah, that's so beautiful. It's like, yeah, it has to come and go, come and go, come and go. That's why you need to keep sharing and keep moving it and not to be like that. Yeah. Mm.
Okay, okay. Because I wouldn't think that Amma is like that. She never
No.
that when she talks, she's just freely giving, and it's, we see what comes back, freely giving.
And
Yeah.
I think also for love, right? I think love and money, it's kind of for us astrologers, is Venus. It's the same energy. And I feel for love the same, right? When you really want someone and you try to strangle them, it's like, you're mine. It's not possible. But if you are like, wow, this love is so beautiful, and you're just flowing with it, it flows.
Hmm. You said it took you some months, after you had that retreat with Amma, and those 21 days, or those 2 months, where, the sexual energy was reset. You
Mm.
said it took you a while to get back into that energy. Can you just briefly speak on, what does that look like now for you?
Yeah. Yeah, the truth is like I have a lot of fire and I love a lot sex. I sometimes I complain to God. I'm like, this is the thing that I like most about being in this planet, sex. So I'm like, why you never give it to me? Why- It's the thing that I like most. Why? But Amma always say, if you're going to be angry at someone, be angry at me. So she takes it, you know. So I can shout at her and say, why you don't give it to me? So what happened recently? I said I was in those moments. I say, Amma, 4 months, send me someone like now. You have to send me someone. Like I think I deserve it. Just a little something. Someone sweet, 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 sweet. It has to be sweet. And I had a dream. It was such a beautiful dream. Whoa. It was like a Dali dream. I was in a car. I was driving a highway, and I knew I had to go in the opposite direction, and I was hoping there was a turn. And suddenly there was a turn, but it was going up the highway. And then my car turned into a plane, and it was a red plane. And I'm flying, and I'm in the air, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to lose my fear to fall. And I lost the fear to fall, but I fell. I fell, and it was a desert. But in this desert, there was an oasis, like a heart-shaped water. Yeah, like that. And I fell into the heart shape of water, and suddenly my left boob was out, and there was a man milking my left boob. And then I woke up, and I'm like, I think a man is coming in my life, and he must be a cancer because it's only cancer men milk women. So funny. So then I met a cancer man, and I said, "What is your zodiac sign?" And he's a cancer. I'm like, "Oh my God, you're my dreams coming true. You are the man of my dream." And I saw him, and he's like, "Of course, I am the man of your dream, obviously." Did the dream manifested him, or what? Or I manifested him through the
Oh,
dream?
oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Was it written? Was it fate or free will? Fate or free will? What was it? You
He
know?
accepted, it feels good. He's a very nice man.
Wow. So he's not milking you? No, he's like
Yeah, he means I like it.
I'm learning all sorts of things. I didn't know that about cancers. I had no idea, but it sounds like, in the dream realm, in the astral realm, it sounds like you have very vivid, very, astral dreams. Like these dreams sound very real, you know? Yeah. Wow. So it's like you can see it. It's like a whole nother reality that you're living in. And the symbolism, Sukhavati, of you being afraid of falling, losing your fear of falling, and still falling. Like, what does that mean to just, you fell anyway, into the oasis, though, the heart shaped oasis, and you found the cancer. You're the man of your dreams. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, a lot of grace, but yeah, I think it's easier just to love God or goddess than being in a relationship for sure.
Mm. You said it's an easier road.
Yeah, for me it's easier just to love in general, right? With no object or subject. Yeah.
But is it fulfilling,
It's fulfilling,
You-
of course. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for this. I always love sessions. I think this is like the third time that we've come together, but each time is like higher and higher and higher. We keep going. Where else can we go? I'm always so, excited to see where we go. And thank you so much,
Thank
just
you.
your stories. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love also to hear a bit about your upgrades. Like, are you still being a bit panic or yeah?
Well, I'm still liquid. So
You're
since we last spoke, I've still been liquid this whole time, and yeah, it's been evolving. It's been evolving for sure, for sure.
what do you mean with evolving?
Just continuing working with the energy, so doing qigong, and also being in service, which you were talking about, like before, finding something to give. and I found something, so that's what we've been giving every day. And just like you said, it just comes back, it keeps. So I wish everyone could know that, I wish everyone could find something that they would be willing to devote themselves, to find a devotion that they would be willing to give from the heart, to see what comes back, because a lot more comes back than people realize. So yeah, thank you for asking.
Wow, so beautiful. Yeah. And how do you feel about being in very different places at the same time? Is this something you have experienced? Because when you are, in such a light state, it's it's something like by
I
localizing yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by location, I haven't experienced it in the literal sense, but it's interesting you say this, Sukhavati, because people have told me that I've teleported and been with them, that I've been around them. Even though I wasn't around them, I was around them, you know? So that, oh, I just felt Jerome. Like Jerome just came over here. Like it feels like Jerome is here right now, you know? And
Wow.
I wonder to myself, like, how did I get from here to there? But,
Mm.
when you're thinking of stuff like quantum,
Yes.
the possibilities are endless. There's no limitation, you know? So by location, yeah, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because the more you are so subtle, right? I guess, yeah, just with a thought, you are there. Yeah.
And even if you're not aware of it, you're saying it's still possible for you to be some, even if you're not aware.
Yeah, well, because you are aware in a subconscious level, right? There's some level of awareness from the soul.
The
Yeah.
soul awareness.
Soul
Okay.
awareness.
So
Yeah.
you're aware on a cellular level. Okay.
Oh,
So it's like a piece of yourself is aware.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Wow. So even if we feel like we lack the awareness, there's a part of ourselves that has all the awareness.
Oh, yeah.
Aho.
Oh no, Joya.
Oh, I felt that.
Oh,
I felt,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we are so powerful, right? And we don't even know, yeah, how powerful we are. Yeah.
Thank you for these reminders, Sukhavati. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm listening to a lot Adi Ashanti. You know him?
No.
He's a spiritual teacher. He's also enlightened,
Okay.
and he lives in the States. And wow, his energy is also really peaceful. And he talks a lot about the status of
Mm.
awakening, because not many people actually talk about these layers of awareness. And there's something that he says that it's, like we start enlightening when we stop hiding from ourselves, when we stop hiding. Like, whoa, it's just that, awareness and being fully present is when you stop hiding, because we put so much energy every day in hiding things. For example, if I don't want to feel sad, I'm going to create a whole dynamic in my day to not to feel sadness. I'm going to, so we are always sneaking around, trying to do things that we like, that we love, and trying to not do things that we don't like, or avoiding people we don't like. So it's like we are always like being sneaky, even though we don't realize. But if we are able to be with everything, the things that we like, the things that we don't like, everything, just to be in pure presence, I think there is where it's multidimensionality, full power, full awareness. You are just in there fully.
Wow. That's a lesson. That's a message that we need right now. Because, when you're talking about the tendency or the propensity to move towards pleasure and move away from pain. Like we want to go towards pleasure and move away from pain, but you're saying we need to treat both the same. Like we need
Oh,
to make room for both. We don't, not either or, but both and.
oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
sounds that you make, you just, oh, I feel,
I feel it.
yeah, yeah. speak the light language, the language of the soul.
Yeah.
So when I hear you, make these, the sounds, it means more like it comes straight from the throat chakra, you're the, oh yeah, like, you know, and, and the message is a big one on hiding, coming out, coming out of that crevice, coming out of the shadows, and into the light, not hiding. Because I think you said well before that people are able to see more than they realize, but you're saying we can't see it due to our fear and that we might be hiding. So is that another form of hiding, that we can't see all there is to see?
Yeah, we are scared, right? Because we always want to feel
Mhm.
safe, and somehow it's like being in the ocean. Like I feel safe in a drop of water, but I feel if I'm in the ocean, I will drown. But what about if the ocean is made out of pure love and bliss? Try
Mhm.
to float. Maybe you will float, but you won't know that you can float unless you allow yourself to go into the ocean.
Mhm. Wow. So would you say that it takes courage?
Courage, yes, courage and trust. I would say trust in the divine.
Uh,
Is the faith, the faith that they were telling to you ever since you are a child, right? We need the leap of faith
mhm.
and to trust that the divine is always holding us.
Okay.
Like, okay,
You,
if I die today, the divine will be holding me. If someone breaks up with me today, it's okay. The divine will be with me. If someone doesn't want to meet me up, okay, the divine will be holding me. Like, stop fearing rejection, stop fearing death, stop fearing, yeah, loneliness and all of that.
so if you have doubt, you may drown, but if you have faith, you may float.
Wow.
I love this.
Wow.
Thank you for
Wow.
bringing it home. I just love the way that you bring it down to earth, the way that you make it so just so able for someone to understand. You transcend language. You really give that language of love for us, the language of the soul for us to understand these things and to intuit these things. And you're speaking things, Sukhavati, that I think that people already realize, but they don't realize that they realize. They don't know, already know, until they hear someone say it, and then it clicks in their awareness. So
Yeah.
please continue. Please don't.
Wow. This is so beautiful. When I always see your reels, I'm like, fuck, his vibe is so good. He's always in the flow, he feels it. Wow. And it touches, it's like, whoa, because there's something about beauty, right? Beauty reaches. In the beauty, there's a divine, there's like, wow, look at our planet. It's so beautiful. It's like beauty is needed in the words, in everything. It's this harmony, this connection, a more expanded concept of beauty. But yeah, when I hear you, when I see you, I see this flow, and I'm like, wow. So I was, yeah, when I reach out, I was like, oh, I wish we had another conversation. Yeah, so it was really nice.
It was, and we'll do it again. Let's
Oh,
not wait a whole other year to do it. Let's do it again soon.
yeah.
So much love,
So,
so much love. Thank
oh,
you,
thank you.
thank you. And just right before we go, would you let someone know if this is their first time seeing you and they want to know, like, hey, Sukhavati, like, what are your services? How can I get in touch with you? How can I get in tune with you? What would you suggest people go to find more about you?
Yeah, so normally I do one-on-one sessions and group healings. I do something called vortex healing, and we take energy from the whole universe and we take it to our heart chakra, and
Mhm.
then it goes to the body of people, and we use this energy for cleaning, for clearing, for healing, for manifesting magic also, and people feel waves. It's very beautiful. And then I channel guidance for people. People have many questions, right, Jerome? People always have so many questions. And there's always a way to it, this connection with the soul. It's not from the ego. It's okay, the ego has questions, but what can the soul tell me? What can the soul tell me?
Right.
And then I do astrological readings and some workshops also about light language, about energy clearing, different things. Yeah, so they can reach me out on my
Okay.
Insta.
So this is the perfect place to reach you. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Awesome.
What
Well, bless.
about you? What about you?
Uh, what I offer the offering.
Uh-huh.
So daily we do qigong on the daily. So we just do it live every day at the same time. Uh, right now, what time is it for you right now?
Now it's almost 12.
Okay, almost 12. So it would probably be in your maybe in your evening, but we do it at 10 a.m. CST Central Time, the U.S. But it's
Wow,
different.
so cool.
But yeah, that's just one of the things that we offer. And then other than that, we have the Patreon. So there's a website that I've been putting up information about chronic living, about more awareness when it comes to living on light, living with energy, and it's just we're expanding all the time. So I'm loving it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, next time it will be nice to talk about nutrition and all these different
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, absolutely. You're full of stories. I feel like it's food for me. I'm like I'm full. I'm satisfied.
This heart shape, the man milking.
Now you know. Now everybody knows about cancers, right? Y'all know about cancers now. You're right. Yeah. Oh my.
When I met this man and I said, sorry, maybe this is weird, but can I ask you what is your zodiac sign? And he said, I'm sun cancer, moon cancer, ascendant cancer. I'm like, you're a triple cancer. Oh my God, you're the man of my dreams.
He said, of course I'm the man of your dreams. Who else would I be? Oh my gosh. Oh my God. What a manifestation. You know. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So believe in magic. It's very. I woke up when I was 10 years old. I remember I woke up and I say in Spanish, todo es magia. All is
Mm-hmm.
magic. So I was only 10 and I said, all is magic. All is magic. And for days and days, I was thinking, what does it mean that everything is magic? So I think when I was 10, it was like my second spiritual awakening. And I started, it's true. It's all illusion. It's all magic. We make it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We play every day. We play with magic. I like that. I like it. All is majestic. All is mystical. All is, yeah, majesty. Yes, yes. All is magnetism. You're bringing it to you. Coming. You know, he came to you. Must be magnetic. So I love that. All is magic. It's a magical world. Magic.
Uh-huh.
So blessings, and we'll do it again
Blessings. See you soon. Good night.
soon. Take care.